you guys play the twin that you auditioned for? Did you switch?
I think by all along. I was definitely more of the edgy, sassy one in real life, but for some reason I related, I don't know why, to Elizabeth, who was super innocent and very studious. And Brittany
You were?
sass.
I've never been innocent. What's wrong with me?
I don't know, I just can't play it well.
I wish had been more innocent.
I'm sure
I've
you
always
could
been
have
this
done it.
wild child.
I don't know if everyone knows the story, but we had actually auditioned for Sweet Valley High when we were 13 years old. And
That's so young. That's cool.
And NBC
Padded bras were like this.
Oh yeah, trying to be all hot and we're like 60. Yeah, then. And NBC was gonna do it, and they ended up picking an older set of twins. And then they didn't pick up the pilot, and then 5 years later, we got a call and we're like, will you audition for Sweet Valley High again? And I think at that time, we both auditioned for Jessica, right?
Really?
I think we auditioned for each one.
I think I tried. Yeah. I honestly, I don't know what our parents did, because we've never been super competitive against each other. Like, I truly felt like if I didn't get the role when we were auditioning for the same thing, I'm like, if I don't get it, I want her to.
Yeah.
There was a rumor I had a clone.
We all have a doppelganger.
And I wish I had one. That would be so cool. So yeah.
It is
I would
so
love to see two of you, Carmen.
There you go.
Yeah, well, you guys are so close. I know that, Cynthia, you served as Brittany's IVF donor. I want to hear, like, how your relationship has just evolved over the years and how you guys have just remained so close.
Well, should we fill them in a little bit?
Yes, go ahead.
So I went through cancer in my mid-30s, and then I tried to do IVF to retrieve some eggs, and I wasn't able to. And I told my doctor, I said, I have an identical twin sister. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, let's bring her in. And she was extremely fertile, and she was like, he's like, you have no eggs, but you are extremely fertile. Like, how I feel about this. But yeah, my sister was so kind to give me her eggs. So my daughter is named Hope, and for obvious reasons. And yeah, she's our daughter, really.
It's so funny because I have 3 kids and my daughter looks, when I say identical to my husband, like she looks nothing like me. And then I'm like, I give you my eggs and you get the girl that looks like us. No, it's really special.
Well, Juliette, I know that you took time off from your acting career to focus on music for a bit, so I'm curious why the decision was so important for you.
Well, when I was very little, there was no, my creative fire was all in one. So it was dancing, singing, and storytelling through characters. And then I got successful very young, and you're sort of on this hamster wheel. And when I turned 30, I was like, wait a second, my great love of singing and songwriting, I better do that now. And so I did it very much like you would a high school band. I like called people I knew who played instruments, or like, do you want to write songs with me? There was no like management team. I just put a band together, and that's the Licks. And we now do like little one-off shows here and there. Like we'll do Louder Than Life Festival coming up, and Aftershock in Sacramento with huge bands like Iron Maiden, Slayer, and Mastodon, and everybody hard rocking. So that's gonna be real fun, and they're all in other bands, like my guitar player's in The Offspring. So we just come together when we can and do that. But now I'm back to making movies, which I'm really excited about too.
Well, Carmen, I'm going to toss it over to you. So obviously, Carmen Electra is a stage name. Prince helped create that name for you. Do you feel connected more to Carmen or your actual name?
I actually just legally changed my name. But the thing was, obviously it was like, okay, Prince is giving me this name. That is, wow, crazy. And it kind of stuck. you know? So way after that lifetime, you know, it was just kind of easy because it has a, you know, a spark in it. And, you know, I didn't want my dad to feel weird, so although everyone was calling me by the Prince given name, I will never say my name in third person, by the way. I hate that so much. But, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I love that. You should, that's funny. I feel weird, I don't know. Anyway, and so, you know, that side of the family is deceased. My dad's a killer though. He was a guitar player. He played with Bootsy Collins. My mom was a singer in a band, and third degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. And so my family was really supportive about, you know, I ended up auditioning for school for performing arts, and I made it. So my major at age 9 was ballet. So it was like awesome to have that school, you know. But what was I talking about? My name. No, so I just didn't want to do that because my dad's side of the family was still alive. And I didn't want them to think that I was like claiming, you know, the name. But now that, you know, the people I was close to on that side aren't here anymore, I said it in a whisper, and I always say be careful what you say or you wish for, because it can happen. Magic, right?
It's true.
So all of a sudden, but it was a pain in my ass because literally I'm like, oh, really, I've got to get a new driver's license and a new passport, which is always really fun, all that stuff. My real name is Tara Lee Patrick. Yeah.
So your government ID has that name, or Carmen?
It's legally changed now. I legally just changed it. Yeah.
Wow.
He gave me the name when I was 18 years old. I was so blessed to see him do what he does. That was wild.
He's such a
Just being
talent.
so young. I'm from Cincinnati. I don't know what's going on in Hollywood, you know?
How did you meet him? How did you meet him?
I snuck into a club because I met this girl in Cincinnati who said, "You're a great dancer, you could," you know, and I really only wanted to be a backup dancer for someone like Janet Jackson or someone like that. I never wanted to be in the middle, and so I was just there to see. I came, you know, saved up a little bit of money, and I told my mom, I'm out, but I don't know if I'm coming back. I had like 2 weeks to figure it out. And in 2 weeks, I made it for Soul Train. And I danced down the middle, and I signed the board. I thought that was cool, but then, so this girl was working with Prince, and I didn't believe her. You know, obviously I was like 18, and that never happened in Cincinnati, so what? And he kind of scared me. I don't know why. The hairy chest, I don't know. It was, but he would stare at you with his eyes, you know. And he was in this doorway. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? But I auditioned for this band. I never heard anything back, so someone took me into Capitol, and I got a demo deal at Capitol Records. And then Prince finds me, he's like, I want to hear those demos. I said, okay, cool, I'm down for that. And then he was like, I'm gonna get you out of this deal because your songs are horrible. He said I could use it as a coaster or a frisbee. I was like, oh, I'm heartbroken. And I don't really claim to be like, I did get to do a lot of musicals, but I've never like claimed to have a voice, you know? Or anything like that, but he just like set me up, and he was so supportive. So I was like, okay, you're gonna do this. I want you to open up for me in Europe. And I was like, what? How do I do that? But with his support, I got a tad bit more confident and just tried things.